Real talk, the metaphor messiah, man. I got this one. Let's go. You ever seen the morning star? Mr. Metaphor Messiah, back to show you who we are. I represent a legacy, a pothead like the 70s, a different kind of mind. They say we only speak in melodies.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Dead on Dave, and you are watching Nerd and the Jerk. Now, as you can see, there's some changes. We got a brand new graphic layout, and this is for both the single and the double screens. But you're also noticing I'm by myself. I'm all by myself. Fat Man is all by himself. And I'm sad. Yes, I'm all by myself because Jake Link is taking a little bit of time away doing some work and family stuff and all of that. And my fill-in, Mr. Ace Trainer Liam, is at a Comic-Con. So I'm here winging it on a prayer, trying to do my thing. And luckily, a big old fat wad of nerdtastic joy dropped on all of our faces in the last couple of days and gave us something to talk about that I can easily handle all on my own with you guys, because you're my jerks. You're my jerks tonight. That's right. You guys are my jerks. Are my jerks. Not our. You are my jerks. So you'll be calling in tonight on Skype, David Vancura, DavidVancura, and of course the number 702-751-2902. But you'll also be using the Discord if you are so inclined. Jump on a Discord, go into waiting to call, and get your voice heard, because guess what we're talking about? Winter is coming. Winter is coming, folks. That is 100% true. Because Game of Thrones is about month away, a little bit more than that away. It's almost time for Game of Thrones to come back for its final 13 episodes, spanned over 2 seasons, of course, and it's going to be epic. Now, everybody's a little upset over the fact that we're only going to get, I believe, 6 episodes this season and 7 the next, or that might be reversed, but there is some happiness in the rumor that each episode could go well over an hour and into an hour and a half each. So that's pretty cool, but still, we know that the end is coming along with winter, and it makes us all sad. But what's going to make you happier? How about the big fat trailer that HBO dropped right in our mouths? A trailer that has set records for viewership within the first 24 hours. We're talking over 61 million views in the first 24 hours. And there's a really good reason why the trailer did so well. It wasn't just because it's Game of Thrones. Oh, no. That's part of it. But it was because from the first person who watched it and started telling everybody they couldn't talk right because they were like, up, because it's mind-blowing. It blows your mind to pieces. Now, I have watched this about 25 times, and I've watched it recently in the last 10 minutes 3 times. I've also watched some breakdown videos, and so much happens in this trailer. So much is set up for season 7. It seems like they are going to cram so much shit into this season. It's going to be hard to keep up with. Now, James Hazel in the chat says there might be spinoffs, though. That is a very true statement, but I am not very confident when it comes to spinoffs, especially because a lot of them that are being proposed seem to be taking place before the events of Game of Thrones, which is fine, but it'll be a different show. It will not be the same. Now, there might be 1 or 2 that catch on, but they're talking about 6 spinoffs. That worries me. Like 6? 6? Really? You need 6 spinoffs to try and fill the void of 1 Game of Thrones? But hey, okay, maybe that'll work. Maybe it won't. I don't know. But we're not here to talk about that. We are here to wax philosophical about this amazing trailer, because from Cersei it looks to be on the way out. I don't know how much longer Cersei's possibly going to be staying in power, especially with every scene that she's in. Jaime is obviously very far away from her. There seems, in fact, in one scene, she's standing on a giant map. Jaime is standing in the ocean. That's metaphoric right there. That's a little bit of foreshadowing if I've ever seen it. But so much happens. So much happens. We got lesbian sex. We got eunuch sex. we've got Casterly Rock apparently getting sacked. Now, if you guys have been watching this, about 3 weeks ago, I talked about that I thought the first thing that Danny was going to do was take Casterly Rock. That looks like that's exactly what's going to happen, and that's kind of cool. And Dragonstone. We saw a lot of references to Dragonstone in this trailer. Holy God, the nerdgasms are true. Everyone's freaking out. Was it Jorah's arm that was sticking out of the cell? What is Arya doing up in the north? It looks like she's clearly in the north. What is Baelish doing, getting hammered on by Jon Snow a little bit? I mean, so much happens in here. It's crazy, and it's kind of hard to take in. You've got to watch it a whole hell of a lot to try to make any sense of anything. We've got the man formerly known as the Mountain still lurking about. There's so much going on, and it's insane. It's insane, and it's fun. And if you're not excited for Game of Thrones, well, then check your pulse. Check your pulse. James Hazel asks, will the Mountain turn into a white? Now, I'm wondering about that myself, but not before I believe we will finally get the vaunted Clegane Bowl. That's going to happen. Hound versus Mountain. It's coming soon. Can't wait for that shit. So much to talk about, so much to get into. But let's start first with the fact of how many people watch this thing. I mean, in season 7 now, you worry about shows losing popularity. You worry about shows, especially, look, on primetime television and even some of the minor cable networks, you don't worry about it as much. But with a major cable network like HBO, where so many tens and hundreds of millions of people have access to it, at season 7, you start to worry. Now, you would for most other series, but with Game of Thrones, you could make the argument that season 6 was the best season that they put out yet. So Game of Thrones seems to be getting stronger and stronger, and the cry for it, the yearning for it, the hunger for it is still there. And over 61 million people watching it in the first 24 hours is absolutely mind-boggling. And it's pretty damn cool. Patrick Peanut says the Mountain got some new threads. Yeah, it does look like it, because he took it off after he raped that nun at the end of season 6. He's like, you know what? I don't need rape gear. Screw that. So we're going to talk about so many different things, and I'm going to take your guys' calls because I want to know what you guys thought of this trailer. That's important to me. I want to know how you perceive this trailer. Are you excited for season 7? What are your theories? When is Jon Snow going to find out about his lineage? Will Littlefinger be the one to tell him? And kind of, because it seems like that cocky piece of garbage really wants to be the guy to let Jon Snow know about the fact that he is not an actual Stark and has no actual claims to the throne in the north. Tento says, losing popularity, Game of Thrones? I never said it was. I was saying that's a worry that you have with other shows, but not with Game of Thrones. It's getting too good. So it's kind of crazy when you think about it, just how insane shit is going right now. At the end of season 6, going into season 7, there were so many moments that kind of took your breath away. They really did some things like, finally, oh my God, that happened and this happened. And there's one thing after another. And then season 7, with all of these new little tidbits of information, seeing the dragons as much as we did was really interesting. Seeing Tyrion walking around what I'm assuming is Dragonstone, all of these things, it was just absolutely insane. It's so much. It's so much. Give us your theories about how it will end. I don't think it'll be a good ending. I don't think it's going to end positively. And while there was some stuff that happened in the north, and one of the most interesting things that I saw was actually Jon Snow in full friggin' wildling gear in the north at one point. I was like, what the hell that's about? So there's all kinds of things that are going on with that. It's friggin' insane. It's pretty insane when you think about it in those terms of exactly what we're going to see in season 7. And why is nobody really paying attention to the White Walkers? It seems like not enough people are giving a shit. Cersei, look, I don't think Cersei's reign on the Iron Throne is going to be very long. It doesn't seem like that is destined to last forever. And I do believe that Jaime is going to be the one to once again live up to his title as Kingslayer, but he'll be adding a queen to that title. And I got a feeling he's probably going to kill himself shortly after, but we'll see. It's going to be very interesting to see how they handle that. But with Castle Rock looking like it's getting sacked, that is going to be a big factor. It's a bargaining chip. It's a bargain. I wouldn't be surprised if Danny takes Castle Rock, takes Dragonstone, and then marches on King's Landing and simply just says, hey, we took your homeland. We could give it back to you. We could give it right back to you. All you got to do is leave, get off my throne. Get off my throne and get up out of here. And we'll let you be. We'll let you be. But there's going to be so many things that are going to be paramount to what's going to happen. The meeting between Jon Snow and Dany, what is she going to want from him as far as fealty concerns? Is Jon Snow going to give a flying shit? Because he seems to be, him and Davos now seem to be the only people who really understand the threat of the White Walkers. Everybody else is politicking. Everybody else is backstabbing and sabotaging and doing all these things that truly don't matter because they're all about to die. The White Walkers are about to lay waste to everybody. And Jon seems to be the only one who fucking gets it. So he's got to be able to convince Dany of that threat. Maybe they take a little dragon ride up north. Maybe that's how, who knows? I don't know. Are they going to go up north? Is Jon going to go up north to go try to save his brother once he finds out that he's still up there? Are we going to see Cold Hands again? What are we going to see? What is going to happen? There's so many questions. Who the fuck is holding Jorah Mormont hostage? It looks like he's being held prisoner. Because that arm, there's not a lot of people with grayscale that we know. I don't know. There's not a lot. Not main characters. So it's just like there's so much. Look, I understand a lot of people like the whole thing with Grey Worm and what's her name? You know, like their little relationship. But it's comedic purposes only. He's a eunuch. I mean, Jesus Christ. All right, they'll get married and what? Okay, boom. Patrick Peanut says, I think it will end with everyone dying. Very possible. Very possible. James Hazel, will the houses accept another Targaryen? That's a question, right? Because maybe that's exactly why Jon ends up going back up north, because he gets deposed very quickly. Because once it comes out that he is not a Stark and he's of Targaryen blood, maybe that's he's half Stark, but still, it's maybe that'll be enough to turn everybody on him. But then again, with Dany being what his aunt or their cousins, I'm not sure, one of the two, it's not going to matter to her, so he's still going to have a prominent place. And remember, he's still the only person who's successfully come back from the dead aside of those characters. We had a couple people that get resurrected every now and then, but Jon did it in a little bit spectacular fashion. So it's pretty interesting to see what's going to happen there. I'm very excited about it. Patrick Peanuts, I think the dragons will kill the White Walkers after the White Walkers wipe the majority of the houses out. I think Arya is going to wipe out a majority of the houses. It looks like she's well on her way to be taking out as many people as humanly possible. So that's going to be very interesting. There are so many things that is going to happen in season 7. But this trailer, it blew it open. So let me ask you in the chat right now, what did you think of the trailer? Did the trailer get you rocks hard? Did it make you excited? Did it make you tingle? Did it give you that happiness deep, deep down in your fire bellies? Let me know. I want to hear what you have to say. Let's go ahead and jump right into the calls. We'll go into Discord. We'll take your calls on Skype. David Vancura, DavidVancura. And of course, that number 702-751-2902. We'll do all damn things. Let's start up in Discord because that's a good way of starting. Let's begin with Jade Rabbit. Jade Rabbit, you're live with that on Dave. How you doing there, Dollface?
Oh my God, I have so many things that I want to talk about. I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, start wherever you like.
Well, the trailer was amazing. Okay,
right?
It was an amazing trailer. Just like the song, like the music that you pump in, just wow. But the main theme I think that's gonna obviously be going forward is, you know, the fight against man, right? Who's gonna rule? And then it's gonna be man versus nature. Oh, sorry, there's dogs barking.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. No, you're good. You're fine.
So, gosh. But yeah, like those White Walkers are gonna come. And like that's gonna happen. But
well, Davos had the best line in the entire trailer, I think. Davos said he had the best line. He said it doesn't matter whose skeleton it will be sitting on the Iron Throne. That was my favorite line.
Because it's so true. Because it's like, you know, you're all like playing politics and dicking around while like, you know, the rest of us are here like, hey, we're all gonna die. We're gonna try to figure out how to survive. Oh gosh, but I think that you're right on that. Littlefinger is definitely going to like spill the beans, and I think that in a way he's going to try to manipulate Sansa to try to like, I don't know,
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of reclaim the people of the North against Jon, which might really suck. It's
Well, see,
really
the
gonna
thing
suck.
with Littlefinger, and this is what I don't understand, he could have gotten rid of John already. So I don't think it's necessarily that. I think he wants to use John for his own ambitions and not necessarily get him out of power or anything like that. I think this is a long con. While I do think that there are certainly some things that he wants from Sansa, I'm not sure her ruling, at least in just the North, is not exactly what he's looking to procure. It's going to be very interesting because I don't know. He doesn't do anything half-heartedly or without thought or reason, except when it comes to Sansa. So I'm not sure. That's going to be an interesting storyline that falls out. And John just might kill the bastard. You know, John doesn't seem to care about the other
definitely.
stuff.
He might. He doesn't care. He's like, we all have to survive. I will cut anyone's throat that like gets my way of like us like a living.
Because the last thing that Jon Snow's going to give a shit about is Littlefinger's politicking. Because once again, Jon's the only one who seems to get that this is a serious problem, that the White Walkers do not care about who's sitting on the Iron Throne. They do not care.
They don't care. They're gonna kill everybody. Like, winter is coming. Winter is upon us. Like,
speaking of winter, let me ask you this: what do you think Jon's doing up in the North? Because there's a great scene, probably the most exciting combat scene, is Jon running through the North with wildlings in full wildling gear. What is that, and who are they fighting?
I have no idea, but I'm excited to find out. It could be like another rivaling, like faction for the throne.
Your connection is turning to AIDS. I'm just letting you know.
Okay, are we better?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit, okay. I honestly don't know. Like, I'm excited for that. I don't know.
Well, there's so much. Let me ask you another question. Do you think that is Jorah Mormont in the cell? We saw the arm. Somebody made the point, the donation, thank you very much for that donation, made the point that he thought that the arm looked burned. That's possible. I don't know. I mean, that could be, because it didn't look exactly like grayscale like we've seen in other instances, but that was when they were full stone men, so I'm not sure. I think that's Jorah, because why else put the arm in there, you know?
I hope it is. Like, I want to continue his storyline. I want to see more of Arya's storyline. I want to see what the heck Tully's doing. Like, what is he
geez,
doing?
yeah, Samwell. Come on, man. Let's get Sam up in there and see. Look,
for real. I want him to find. See, I'm hoping that he finds the recipe for Valyrian steel, and then they can all like, hey, now we can fight against the White Walkers now. Like, actually, without like all dying.
I think he's actually what I think he's gonna find is the cure to grayscale. I think that's gonna be Sam's big heroic thing he does in season 6. He could find the recipe to Valyrian steel, but they've already kind of given themselves an out with dragon glass. There is some of it, and they got dragon fire as well with the dragon. So I think that they don't necessarily need a lot of Valyrian steel. They just, they have enough to. They got Needle. They got Jon's weapon. They got a couple others running around in the hands of Brienne and somebody else.
Yeah, and Tully stole his dad's sword too.
That's also Valyrian. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I like, honestly, I'm more curious about Arya. Like, I want to see her storyline. I want to see who kills.
Well, she looks to be on the hunt. She looks to be on the hunt.
She's ready. She's a full-blown assassin now.
Yeah,
like,
she is.
She's on the hunt for all those people. And who's at the top of her list? It's Cersei. So who's gonna kill her first?
But I think she's gonna go. I think she's gonna go through the. She's got a few other names on that list that she needs to cross off. That's gonna be. That's gonna be quite interesting to see what happens with that.
I really want to see her reconnect with her direwolf, even though like the books more concentrate on the wolves, but the series really, or the TV series really doesn't. But I have a really haunting feeling she's gonna die. I
think she's gonna die towards the end. But in the books, they tend to focus on Arya having wolf dreams. They've never touched on that in the series, and her wolf is still out there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So I got a feeling she might very well reunite with her wolf in the North. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be awesome. Like, that would be an amazing like reunited at last.
That would be pretty neat to see that
would be
relationship.
awesome.
I got a feeling like all the Starks can warg. I got a feeling they're all going to be able to like warg at some point.
Right? Oh
It
my gosh.
certainly seems like it. My God.
But yeah, I'm trying to think of what else. Like, I don't want to also keep you from other callers.
No, there's only one other caller. Don't worry about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you people?
I
Get
don't
on
know.
here.
My
Talk about Game
channel's
of Thrones.
dying. That's what's wrong with people. My channel's
Oh
dead.
gosh.
It's okay. It's not a big deal. It's my own fault. I'm putting Pokemon and wrestling and Game of Thrones together. Everyone's like, "What's going on? Fuck you." That's what's happening. It's all right. Not a big deal. What did you think of a little bit of lesbian action we got going on in that steaming hot trailer? That was pretty sweet.
Like I'm pretty straight, but it was nice. Like, you know, it's kind of like I can appreciate that.
I don't like either one of them though. I'm not a big fan of Yara, and I don't like Mrs. Sand very much either.
Oh, I know. It was like, it was kind of just like, all right, you're both like really attractive women, but like character-wise, I'm like, I really don't see you both together. Okay.
Let me ask you this. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm more interested to see like if I think that Daenerys and Snow, like they're not gonna have anything sexual. I hope. I think that
they're cousins.
Well, but like also the thing is that like incest has never been too like taboo of a topic for Game of Thrones.
Well, in the Targaryens, primarily the Targaryens were, that's what part of the whole madness thing is all about. They never had a problem keeping it in the family, and they were always open about it. So there's a very good possibility that Dany and Jon could end up together. But I look, as much as I love,
I don't think it'll be for sexual reasons. I don't think it'll probably be for power, because like,
it'll be for power. But it's like, who's going to be maintaining what? Who's going to control what? I honestly, look, as much as I love Dany, and I do, this story is not about her. Jon is the Song of Ice and Fire. Yeah, he is the Song of Ice and Fire. That he is the child of fire and ice, quite literally, Stark and Targaryen. He is the Song of Ice and Fire. The story is about him, and I do think the story is going to ultimately lead with his death, sacrificing himself to kill the Night King. It's going to be interesting to see how that goes.
But I'll counteract that by saying, don't you think the Song of Ice and Fire would be their compatible ruling? Like the Song of Ice and Fire, like Dany's fire and Jon is snow. Or
I think thematically, like from an author standpoint, like I barely count as that, but I mean, like from a writing standpoint, I think thematically it's more appropriate and beautiful if it's about a singular person. Because here's the thing: partnerships always dissolve. Partnerships always end.
It's also Game of Thrones, so like
exactly. And the thing about power is Jon doesn't care about it. So that partnership would only be so lasting anyway, because you don't know if Dany's going to want fealty from Jon. And even if she does, Jon ain't going to give a shit. Jon ain't going to fucking care a bit, because he doesn't care about power. He only cares about one thing. He gives a shit about fucking stopping the goddamn White Walkers. That's all he cares about. So hopefully that's what I think he thinks he's resurrected for. Everything else is secondary. That's what he's focused on. I don't think anything else really matters.
Definitely. Right on. No, like talking about this makes me so excited. Like I'm so ready. I'm so ready for the series to come back.
Let's talk about Casterly Rock for a second.
Gosh, like that's
it looks like that's getting fucking taken quickly.
Oh, that's getting
my prediction, that's going to be the opening scene. That's going to be the opening scene of the season.
Oh, I hope.
I got a feeling. I think Cersei will be out of the picture, I'm guessing, by like episode 3.
Well, the thing is, she also has more. Doesn't she have more wildfire like underneath?
They used a lot. I have no idea. That might be a threat.
A lot of it, but I think there's more of it somewhere.
That's even a stronger case for her to be going out the door. Game of Thrones likes to go work in patterns. They like to have a very fitting ending and beginning. They like when characters go back to something that they've done before. Because if Cersei starts threatening wildfire and Jaime's around her, well, we've been through that before with Jaime, haven't we?
Like seriously, it's like she has so many enemies. Like she has so many enemies. There's no way she's staying on that
Oh,
throne
no,
for long.
no.
She looks like a total badass. Like that's.
Oh, she looks so good. Oh
She
god,
looks
she looks
so good, dude. Like she looks amazing, and her journey thus far to this point, like you knew it was coming. It's like,
Yeah.
like she has to be on that throne. That's what she wants, ultimate power, not through her kids, because now her kids don't exist anymore.
You know, it was so bizarre with her because it never seemed like that type of power is what she was really after. You know, she was fine with it being the puppet of her, the puppet master of her kids. But then it like something snapped in her, man, where she just stopped giving a fuck about her kids. I mean,
well,
she
all her
barely cared
kids
about
died. Sorry,
yeah, but
spoilers,
I mean, but even after the first one died, it was more like she barely cared about Marcella. It felt like, and she didn't give a fuck about Tommen. I mean, nothing about Tommen. Fuck Tommen. Didn't care shit. She might as well have pushed his ass out the window herself.
Oh my god.
I'm telling you, she didn't give anything. But now it's all about revenge with her. It's always about like you saw it even after she took the throne. What did she do? She went out of her way to fucking get back at the nun who tortured her while she was held prisoner.
Oh, totally. She basically
Franken
told her to
rapist.
get fucked and had her.
Fucking Jesus.
Oh, it's just a lot. Oh my goodness. Okay.
There's so much going on. It's hard to process it.
Again, there are so many storylines, and they're all gonna get tied up.
Yeah.
I'm so sad that it's gonna be only like 13 episodes. I do hope they come out with longer ones.
Got a donation there. Sherlock donated $2. Let's forget about Jon Snow. What about Bran Stark? I wonder what role he's gonna play with the powers he has. Maybe he's the only one that can defeat the guy that turns babies into walkers. Spoiler on Bran Stark. I give you a spoiler on Bran Stark. I can tell you exactly what's going to happen with him. He is the fucking three-eyed raven. He is the guy in the tree. He is him. Yeah. Bran started all of this. This is Bran caused all of this shit. I'm telling you, because now we saw they started alluding to it in the end of season 6 that he can affect the past. He did it twice. Yeah. He did it twice. He called to his father, and his father heard him, and Hodor. Mm-hmm. So I think he is responsible for the Mad King going mad, because they talk about so much, especially in the books, about how the Mad King was talking to somebody who was not there. Mm-hmm. Bran. It's all about Bran as far as why all this shit is fucked up, because Bran's a remember, and that even works thematically within the confines of Game of Thrones, because who actually fucked everything up? The first couple of scenes of Game of Thrones was him climbing up the goddamn walls of the castle, his mom telling him to stop, he kept doing it, and him getting pushed out of the window started the whole fucking mess. It's all Bran's fault. It's all Bran's fault.
This is what anytime you introduce time travel into anything, it automatically just fucks up everything.
Oh, unless you're lost and you can just ignore it. Oh, it never happened. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's dream.
No physics.
Oh my! Can you imagine if this whole series was just a dream?
Oh, I'll kill myself. I'll kill myself. Can't deal with that again. Can't deal with it.
Oh my god! Wait, Dave. And it was all a dream, and from Bran just knocking his head over and being sick. That's it, and everything goes back to normal. Oh my god! That'd be such a F you to everybody. Oh, God.
It's such a cop out. Lost was a fucking cop out. Yeah, it's all cop out.
Why did I do that?
You just depressed everybody. Thanks a lot, Jade.
I know, it just really made everyone upset. Oh God.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the whole thing with Bran because he's such a little whiny emo little pussy. He drives me nuts. He does. He drives me crazy, man. His inability to listen always fucks it up. He didn't listen. He didn't listen to the three-eyed raven. He didn't listen to his mother. He doesn't listen to anybody. And it fucks everything up. I just, screw that guy.
Gosh. Oh, you're so salty about him.
I am, because he fucked everything up. Everything is Bran's fault. Everything is Bran's fault. Because Bran is starting to experiment with wanting to try and fix the past. He thinks that he can have an influence. I think that's where he's going.
It never does.
Nope.
It never does. Anytime that any character fucks with the past and tries to fix something, something else gets fucked up. And then you try to go fix that shit, it gets fucked up even more. And that's that. Just whatever happens, happens.
Don't be shocked. Because Bran was noticeably not around in the trailer. We're going to see, I got a feeling we're going to see a lot of stuff. He's absent for a reason. You know
else?
why? Because he's sitting somewhere and he's having dreams and he's going back to the past because he's going to try and think of how he can unfuck this by going back and where's the farthest point back that he can fix things with. And I'm telling you, he's going to go to the Mad King. He's going to go to the Mad King, and he is what drove the Mad King mad, and it's what really just kind of fucked everything up.
Yeah. Like another group that I'm kind of wondering what's going to happen with is the Greyjoys, because they're making like a bunch of ships, aren't they? Like
the Greyjoys is
sail.
Interesting. There was a couple
They're
things that
out to
happened with them.
sail.
Yeah, there was a couple things that happened with them in the trailer that was very interesting. It seems like they are going to be trying to take back the Iron Islands at some point. That's what I feel like is going to happen. And I wouldn't even be surprised if Danny ends up giving them a dragon to accomplish that, because I don't think that there's enough fleet to do it. But I don't know. Some of the images that we saw of the ship battle, which I'm assuming is going to be with him and with them and their uncle, if I had to guess. And also with Yara obviously making a little bit of a kinship there in Dorne. Don't be surprised if that's the alliance that allows them to take back the Iron Islands. There's so many possibilities. So many. But I'll tell you this. Theon's in trouble. Theon's in danger. Because Jon Snow's going to want his ass. Jon Snow's going to want his ass, and that's going to be a hanging up point when he talks to Danny. Because Danny's protecting Theon, and when Jon finds out that Theon's still alive, he's going to want his fucking ass.
Oh, completely. He's going to be like, if he lives and Jon finds out and gets his ass, he's most likely going to be dead.
Well, you got to think about it. To solidify Jon's power in the north as well, to keep all the houses around him, he's going to have to make an example out of Theon, because they're all going to want his head because of what he did to the Starks. He destroyed the favorite family of the north. You know,
completely.
Theon fucked everything
That's
up.
That's going to be it.
So he's going to have to at least ask for Danny to offer up Theon, but we'll see what happens.
I really don't know. It's like, don't mess with my family. Even if you are my family, don't mess with my family. Right. And everyone's gonna die. But yeah, I think that's everything that I have. I'm just like,
all right, really Jade. Excited. I appreciate the call.
Of course. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. Have a good night. Jade Rabbit, everybody. Jade Rabbit. Check it out, guys. The Iron Bank just got brought up in chat. Eric the Champ brought up the Iron Bank. And that's an interesting thing, because what's going to happen with the Iron Bank, because they are getting a little bit less lenient with everything, but I feel like that they are going to have to make a new deal when everything kind of comes around. Because like I said, I don't think the Lannisters are going to be in power very long. They're running out of money. They're running out of troops. They're running out of everything that they need to sustain a kingdom. So Lannisters will be out of power, and then when Danny comes into play, I think that there'll be I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal with the Iron Bank. That could be the final blow for the Lannisters, very well, possibly. So we'll see that. Let's go ahead and go back into the Discord, and let's see what Strangle, who I don't even know if is a Game of Thrones fan. Strangle, you're live. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, I'm a Game of Thrones fan. It's pretty good.
What do you think?
Regarding the whole, and I've got a point of my own that I want to bring up that I really want to focus on.
Please.
But, regarding the Mad King.
Yeah.
I think perhaps he'll have been trying to command someone to use wildfire to stop the White Walkers.
The Mad King?
Accidentally walked into. I'm not entirely sure, but burn them all is something that the Mad King had been repeating for hours and hours at the time when he started burning people
but
alive.
I think that was, I don't think it had anything to do with White Walkers. I think that was just about, he went mad and he was going to burn his fucking, because everything was.
Well, Hodor got
around him.
What's the word? Mentally, because he went back.
Well,
so we could just
but Hodor didn't go back though. That's the thing. Bran went back,
and
Bran affected Hodor. I think that's the same thing's going to happen. Bran's going to affect the Mad King, and because in the books they talk specifically about how the Mad King is talking to somebody who isn't there. I think he was talking to Bran the entire time, and that's what drove him mad. And he just wanted to burn up. That's what drove him crazy. The wildfire was just a means to an end. Or maybe even brought it up to him at some point. I don't know. Sherlock donated $1. What's the point of Arya Stark's role? Why hasn't she been killed off? She doesn't seem important in this coming season. I disagree very, very much with that. Arya looks like she's going to have a prominent role. She's got some people to cross off. Arya ain't dying until she crosses off people from that list, son. Trust
She's not
me.
killing Cersei because
No,
the
Jaime is.
prophecy.
Yeah.
I think she's probably going to forge a link between Baratheon and Stark. She'll probably marry Gendry. I think that's set.
Poor Gendry, still rowing.
I can't believe they just not touched on him for like 3 seasons.
Apparently he's coming back this season. That's the rumor.
It's going to be pretty good. The main thing that I wanted to talk about, swords, and specifically a sword called Bright Raw, which is the Lannister sword.
Yeah.
This sword got lost by King Tom II on his expedition to Valyria. There, because Valyria is now old Valyria and it's buggered.
Yeah.
They're the only things that can kill the White Walkers, along with Dragonglass.
Yeah, Dragonglass, and I'm
so I
assuming
think
Dragon Breath as well. I'm pretty sure Dragon Fire will be able to kill them as well.
Or Dragonfire will kill them. But considering that you've got these 3 things that can kill them, I think they're going to be a necessary part in the war against the Walkers.
Huge.
Because in the trailer they're saying they've got enemies to the north, enemies to the south, enemies all around them.
Yeah.
I don't think they're in any position to retrieve that sword. I think maybe once Tyrion and Daenerys conquer Westeros or whatever, Tyrion will probably find some sentimental value in it and send someone to go after it.
Maybe.
Which is why I think in the trailer, the arm that we saw, and that's just one of the stone men.
You just think that's a random Snowman.
Yeah, probably.
That's interesting.
That might even be a motivation to find how to manufacture Valyrian steel.
That's possible. That's a tough one because it feels like that arm was too specific. Like it just seemed like to put that in a trailer. If maybe it was just to make us think it was Jorah, but I don't know. It feels like that was kind of more important than just a random stoneman, but it could be. Who knows? I really don't know.
Potentially, I think it's just if they're going to do that, then it's very, very blatant, and I don't think they'd want to do that for the sake of tension.
No, that's true. You might be right. You very well might be right. I'm not sure. The Game of Thrones is very good about kind of keeping you on your toes with all that stuff. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they do. I really don't know. I really don't know. What else you got? You got anything else?
Well, I mean, I could talk about things. What are you thinking of?
Well, I don't know.
Greyjoy's a strong,
I'm
a strong
you.
subject for me. Yeah, you're on Greyjoy as a strong subject for me. I fucking love that character. I
don't think he's gonna have a very long life in season 7.
I think it'll be at the very start, and he'll probably join forces with Cersei or something.
A lot of people think that. I don't think he ever gets that far, because it seems to me that Castle Rock is going to fall very, very soon, and that is it. Once that happens, it's over. It's all over but the crying, because Dany's at the doorsteps and nobody's going to be able to outflank her because she already has her navy. I got a feeling that Theon and Yara are already going to be on their way back to Iron Islands, and so their uncle is never even going to get a chance to get to King's Landing, because he's going to have to go back and defend the Iron Islands. They're going to have a big sea battle. That's why it makes sense that battle was at sea. There was a huge sea battle. I think they don't even
dragon burning a ship is pretty significant, considering it looks like the dragon is burning.
It looked like see, that was ambiguous, because at one point it did look like there was dragon wings behind a boat, but if you look, it looked like there was rigging. So I think it was just sails, and yeah, the boat was on fire, but that could have been, I don't know. I'm not sure. I really don't know.
To say a dragon's right there and it's just burst on fire. Look,
I didn't see the dragon. I didn't see the dragon in that one. I saw wings, but it looked like it was just the rig.
Drogon flew past. I'm pretty sure it doesn't show Drogon burning the ship, but the ship is on fire. So
I guess I just missed Drogon being there at sea. I guess I just
set on fire.
Guess I just missed that. So yeah, then he probably set it on fire. But why would he set fucking
ships on fire?
No, he set on Theon. Because remember the scene that there was fire behind Theon, and it looked like he was on the boat when they showed that. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm not sure.
If you saw Theon on the ship, then maybe I think potentially the dragons could get out of hand or something. Maybe.
I don't know. I don't think if she was gonna give a dragon to them and like separate her from her dragons, it wouldn't be Drogon. That's a weird one to me.
Tyrion is getting a dragon for sure.
But not
Daenerys'
Drogon.
dragon is Drogon.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like Daenerys is a Drogon.
Oh yeah, that's her dragon.
Tyrion, I think he definitely needs to get him a dragon, but then that leaves another dragon who I'm not sure who they'll give that to. I think potentially Jon if they.
Oh, Jon. They're the three. There's no question in my mind who the three dragon riders are. It's Jon, Tyrion, and Dany. Tyrion, they have been alluding to him getting a dragon since the beginning. He's talked about dragons many times. He had a kinship with the dragon in last season, where he was able to approach one. And I think it wouldn't even surprise me if, and this might seem a little bit of a stretch, but I've read this theory and I think it's true. It wouldn't even surprise me at all if Tyrion ends up being a Targaryen himself. It wouldn't even shock me. Would not shock me one bit. One of the last things that his father said to him before he died was, "You are not my son." And that might have meant more than just a simple slamming of a...
Don't they describe his birth, though?
They do. That is a hole in it. They do. That's true. But I don't know. It's with the possibility of time travel now, nothing's sacred.
I can't wait for the whole Rhaegar stuff. I want to see Rhaegar and Bran's flashbacks.
No, I do too. That would be fun. And I think we're going to see a lot of that. I think we're going to see a lot of the whole situation that started with
Robert's
him and
rebellion
Lyanna.
is definitely going to come up.
I think we're not going to see a lot of Robert's rebellion. I think they're saving that for the spin-offs. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait for that. That's good. That's probably going to be better than this.
But it could be, but we all know how it ends.
Because everyone knows all of the content for that. It's just how they put it into action, and I think Game of Thrones is pretty good at doing that.
No, that's true. That's true. Of everything that we saw in the trailer, what do you think is the most important, most significant thing that we saw?
Symbol on the map falling, someone knocking it over.
Okay.
I think that's very, very significant.
Okay, that's good.
I mean, whether or not they're just saying that or symbolizing it, I think it'll probably be post Lannister fall.
Yeah.
White Walker War, potentially.
Yep, and we did see a point where they showed the wall opening, from the.
Yeah.
But who is it? Someone coming in, someone going out? No idea. We all know how the White Walkers are going to get across the wall. We know how it's going to happen, and because Bran's dumbass is going to come. Bran's fucked everything up, and he's going to fuck it up again because the second he goes past that goddamn wall, the barrier falls. And the magic gets killed. And it's over. It's over. It's over. It's all over. Oh, Bran's a fucking idiot. Okay. You got anything else, Strangle? I'm going to take another caller if you don't.
No, you're free to take another caller.
Thank you, good sir. Good call, buddy.
Good stuff.
Take
See ya.
it easy. Let's bring in Salty Steel. You're live with Dead on Dave, and I can hear me in the background. Please mute my stream and then join me.
Yes, hi, man.
What's up, pal?
Yeah, I joined a little late. Kind of unsure about what's been discussed already, but yeah, the trail was fucking awesome. I mean, it's just great. But like, one of the main things I noticed, during I think it was the part with Melisandre when she was at Dragonstone.
Yeah.
It's just do you think that she's gonna start to put over to Dany that, oh yeah, Jon, he's this big deal, and I think it would be beneficial to you and your forces if you aid each other, because I think that actually might be the whole tipping point when it brings those two armies together and they eventually just storm King's Landing.
I do believe that. I believe she is going to, a lot of people think that she might just be going on the whole maybe Dany is the Lord of the Light talk, but I don't think so. She's seen enough out of Jon, especially with him being resurrected, a power that she admitted she did not have. It's going to be interesting because I think she is convinced that he is the reborn Lord of the Light, and she's going to try and use that as one of the many selling points to Dany of why she should trust Jon. I don't think it's going to take a lot of convincing. I don't think it's going to take a lot of convincing to make that happen. Those two, especially if it comes out quickly, which I do think it's going to, that he's a Targaryen.
Yeah, it's either going to be with Bran going back to like the Wall and sending a raven to like Jon back at wherever he is at like the time. Actually, he might be beyond the Wall for then, but like it doesn't matter. But it's either going to be Littlefinger's going to like tease him about it in the crypts, or either it's going to be like revealed some other way.
I think there's three ways. I think there's three ways that we can find out. Littlefinger already knew, and he's going to reveal it to Jon and try to weaken him. That's the least likely. I don't think that's super likely, though. I think there's two way more dramatic ways for it to happen. One, we saw Jon in the north. We saw him physically go to the north.
I think that might be when they're trying. There's actually this like theory going around that in order to prove that the White Walkers are a threat, Jon is going to capture one.
But regardless of any of that, I don't care why he goes to the north. But we saw him in the north, and that allows him to run into one of two characters who could tell him. One being Bran, and the other one being Cold Hands. Cold Hands also knows the fucking truth. If you remember the books, he knows the truth as well. So it's
I actually didn't think that Cold Hands was actually in the TV series, but maybe
he is. He the fucking well, they're at least the character they're portraying as Cold Hands. It depends on what you believe, but Ned's brother. Ned's brother. That's Cold Hands. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That's Cold Hands. But the other way is Sam. Sam is in the biggest library in the world. There's a good possibility that the answer could be there as well. So.
Yeah, that could actually also play into like how I'm keep talking about like how Dany and Jon are going to like join forces, but maybe like it's going to have like Jorah and Sam both working to figure out the process of forging Valyrian steel. Then they're going to go into more detail about like the White Walkers, the Night King, and then eventually it's just going to completely shift, and it's going to like go into this whole I'd like to say third arc when it's like just focusing on
my problem with forging Valyrian steel. I have a distinct problem with that. If that happens, the war's over. It ends the show. I don't think they're going to find a way to forge Valyrian steel because it would end the show. There's no conflict. It would be over in minutes. They could just go right through the White Walkers. So that wouldn't be, I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be a far more dramatic way. I think Sam's big contribution is going to be finding a cure to grayscale. And I think you were right when you said about Jorah. Jorah and Sam both in the same place potentially to be able to go try and find information. They're going to run into each other, and Sam is going to see that he has grayscale, and then he's going to be Sam and try to find out the grayscale.
Also, what I think that actually might play into like his dad coming back to get the Valyrian steel sword back from him. That's going to into like this conflict where maybe the Maesters will like say that he cannot enter because again. Actually, would he have any power over the Maesters? Because they have like
not in Bravos. He's not going to go all the way to fucking Bravos just for the sword.
Well, I mean, he's dedicated, so
he's not. I don't know if he's that dedicated. I don't know if he's going to go to Bravos just to get the sword back from his son. Not when I believe his house is already, sworn fealty to the North. So I don't know.
I mean. It actually depends because you'd think that it'd be funny if like his dad would just like go to Cersei out of spite, just like for the sake that you're friends with my son who's like done these things to me and my house. So
anybody going to Cersei doesn't make sense. I think she's lost all of her alliances. It's over. I think everybody knows it but her. So I don't know.
That's actually there's like either the Queenslayer thing's going to come, which is like the most likely thing, because again she won't see that coming. But another thing that she won't see coming if Arya crosses her off a list, which is unlikely, but what if she was wearing the face of Jaime? But Jaime's probably not going to die. But
that's a good possibility. That I actually like that possibility of Arya, because that way they're still fulfilling the prophecy.
It just like does both of them. But that, or it's either going to be like just like Tyrion out of nowhere riding on one of the dragons, like something like that.
No, again, I feel like Game of Thrones likes its thematic yin and yang, and it just makes too much sense for
everything
them to kind of recreate the whole thing with the Mad King in the same way. I mean, the looks that they are showing, and the fact that the thing that stood out most to me in that trailer as far as their relationship is when Cersei was standing on the map, he was far away from her and in the ocean. That is way too on the nose. I feel like he's killing that.
Also,
bitch.
like there was this actually big thing that Jamie, I think it was like, I forgot what book it was, but he was being like plagued with these nightmares of Rhaegar telling him that he failed to protect his kin and his wife, and that might play into him siding with Jon, because again, he's the last descendant of Rhaegar. Like he's the last, he's his son. Well, yeah, that actually might play into him eventually picking sides after Cersei is dead.
I think once Jamie kills Cersei, or if Cersei dies, I think he's done. I think he'll take his own life. He'll do something. I don't think he has any care about the outcome of the war. He's never shown any giving a shit about outside politics. He's never shown any giving a shit of the world being safe. He cares about his family, and most specifically Cersei. So when his reason for his life being gone, he's done. So that's what I believe.
Yeah, that actually play into like the whole thing that him and Bronn were like talking about how would you die? He's like saying that I'd want to die boring. So he might, for all we know, he could like retire to the country with Tyrion, make wine for the rest of his life, and just like start a family with like I keep forgetting.
They're not gonna give him the Brienne. God, no, she's too. No, I don't see that happening. But who knows?
Actually, no. Maybe for all we know, Jamie will die alone. Like, I mean, you think
I don't see him taking another lover. Even last season, he kind of. But this was before, of course, he went back and saw what Cersei had done. But still. This is all about Cersei, so I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Salty, I appreciate the call, buddy. I'm gonna wrap this up here shortly.
All right. That's really all the things I had to say.
Well, that was good because I was throwing you off anyway.
Oh, yes.
Take it easy, buddy. See you later.
Yeah.
Thanks for the call. This has been a lot of fun, and I think that the trailer was absolutely fantastic, and it seems like a lot of people enjoyed it. Everyone's very excited about Game of Thrones. This last chance, guys. You guys want to jump in the Wade and call? Feel free to do so. I'll get your opinions on what we saw, or call in on Skype, David Vancura, DAVIDVANCURA, or use the number 702-751-2902. And if not, I'm gonna get up out of here and take my big ass to sleep. I'm gonna get some sleep. I'm gonna take a big old rest. Sleep forever. Not sleep forever, because that would be death, and that would be unfortunate. But it was a really, really fun trailer. Most viewed trailer ever in the first day. Over 61 million views. The only question is season 7 going to disappoint? We don't know, but we'll find out real soon. All right, I think that's going to do it, guys. Doesn't seem like we have any more callers. I appreciate you for hanging out. And hopefully very soon Nerd and the Jerk will be back to its regular type of content with a regular co-host and all that good stuff. Hopefully that'll be very, very soon. But I appreciate you guys coming to hang out with me on this Friday evening. Thank you very much for joining us right here on Dead on Day Productions. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Let me know. Keep the conversation going in the comments section, or hit me up on Twitter. Let me know what you think about Game of Thrones. What are your theories? What do you think is going to happen? And how excited are you for everything moving forward? See you guys next time. Keep it copious. Remember, as always, if you don't have talent, have talented friends. See you next time. In peace.
Here's your winner,